On today's program, I'm pleased to welcome Mickey Bergman, the Chief Executive Officer of Global Reach. Mickey, glad to have you today.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm happy to be here.
We are going to dig into ISSA Show North America, which is coming up at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center in Las Vegas, November 17th through 21st. Before we talk about your presentation, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have the unique job of being a hostage negotiator. So I negotiate for the release of hostages and political prisoners from all sorts of places around the world, be it Russia, North Korea, Myanmar, Venezuela, Iran, Gaza lately, etc. But the uniqueness of it is that I do not do this for the government. I don't work for the government. I don't get paid by the government. I work for an independent organization that does this work on behalf of the hostage and prisoners' families.
Well, that sounds like a very interesting career path and the way you help people. Thank you for all of that. Leads nicely into really the presentation we're going to discuss today. It is on Monday, November 18th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, Las Vegas time. And your presentation, Mickey, is Finding Your Own Negotiation, Communication and Leadership Style, Lessons and Stories from High Stakes Hostage Negotiations. So I look forward to being there bright and early on that Monday morning. But tell us about your presentation. Why should those attending the show be sure to come in and see your presentation, and to do so, you have to be an all access pass holder.
First thing, let me say there are books about negotiations, lots of books, excellent books. Whether you like or not like the authors of them, there are fantastic books on how to negotiate. And each and every one of us, if we read those books and we follow them and we follow those recommendations there, we can be the best negotiator ever if we are like the authors. And this is a starting point for us because we do not have the same personalities. Chris Voss, who's a famous hostage negotiator for the FBI, wrote a book and Never Split the Difference, a fantastic book. But he presents his styles in this and recommendations as if we're him. And typically, the people who write the books are very specific personality, very strong. They can bully. They're a type A kind of personality. But most of us, including people who participate in our conference, are not. We have a diversity of personalities. And these books do two disservices to us. Number one is people who don't have the same personality try to imitate what is written in the book, and then they become inauthentic. And that actually reduces their effectiveness. And number two, others who know that we are a different personality just assume that we can't be good negotiators and move away, and we lose that ability in us. So what I'm trying to do and what I'm going to do in this session, I'm planning on bringing everybody behind the scenes into some of the negotiations for the release of hostages and political prisoners. And while the stories themselves are of high-stake negotiations, international drama, the lessons are absolutely applicable to every layer of our daily negotiations. And we will dive, Jeff, into issues and concepts like personalities, emotional intelligence, and human-centered approaches to negotiations, communications, and leadership. And hopefully we'll give the tools to people to realize that, hey, different personalities can work. You need to know who you are. You need to lean into your own personality, and you can be a very effective negotiator, communicator, and leader.
People coming to this will be business leaders, they'll be CEOs, they'll be owners of companies. They might say, I know how to communicate. I know how to talk to my people, to my clients. I know how to conduct business. How will you challenge those who attend with that attitude?
First of all, I feel like every single successful negotiation team, not individual, has to rely on diversity of personalities. And even if you yourself have mastered the art of negotiations, there's a lot to learn and a lot to understand about not only what the energy and the emotions that you bring into a room with your confidence and with your experience, and more importantly, how it impacts the other people in the room, whether they are your members of the team or the team that you're trying to convince and influence their decisions towards what you're trying to achieve in this. So I do think that the more we understand and the more we spend time on these and talk through them, the more we can learn. I've been doing this for 18 years now, and I grab every opportunity I have to learn from other negotiators and other experiences to bring that in. At the end of the day, we can only learn.
I like that. So for those coming to your session, we talked about the confidence they might have, their abilities, their skills. Are you going to disrupt some thinking?
I hope so. And that's my intention. Some of it is breaking down the concepts of negotiations themselves and how we look at it from the transactional to the longer term relationship. Some of it is the breakdown of our emotional responses to things and us, how often, Jeff, do you have an opportunity, a situation which somebody comes to you and argues with you something that is counter to what you're trying to achieve, and you're getting mad
Mhm.
because you think the person is just doing it on purpose and they're just trying to be hard and difficult, and you get mad and you dig in and it leads us to not to fail what we're trying to achieve. And we're going to talk a lot about that sense of good and evil and how it resonates in our brains and how it actually is mixed and how we need to spend time understanding where the other person is coming from, not because we agree with it, but because the more we understand the way they see the negotiations, the way they see their role in it, the more we can get tangible things from them.
Session. Thank you, Mickey, for coming to ISSA Show North America, sharing your expertise with the cleaning industry. People from all around the world are going to be there. And your presentation, to remind everyone, is Monday, November 18th, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And I'll put the link to where all that information is below in the video description. But Mickey, anything you want to close with?
I just got to say, I'm excited to meet everybody. I'm excited for this session. It's going to be a lot of fun.